HIMARS, bad. ATACMS, Patriots. All this weaponry has been helping to defend Ukrainian territory from the onslaught of Russian invaders for many months and years. These armaments are among the best in the world. And there is one more thing that unites them. They are all American. And in light of recent events, this has become a problem. The halt of American military aid forces us to prepare to find replacements for American weapons. Of course, this is not certain yet, but there must be a plan B. And looking ahead, we can say that it is possible to replace them.
Fire a salvo! Fire!
What are the alternatives to American weapons in the world and Europe? Or maybe in Ukraine? Will this replacement come without a loss in defense capability? We'll tell you all about this and more in just a moment. The first weapon we will focus on is the F-16. Ukraine has waited too long for these fighters, but the wait was worth it. The aircraft is the best in its generation.
It has been battle-tested, and it is quite affordable due to mass production. Therefore, it is economically advantageous, because for minimal money, at minimal cost, you get maximum efficiency.
Of course, no one will be taking the F-16s away from Ukraine, and European countries have promised to deliver more American fighters. But what if the US now prohibits this? Undoubtedly, this news is not the best. Honestly, there is no full replacement for the American one. However, European fighters could be added to the existing ones, thus meeting the needs. For example, there are Swedish Gripens. These two aircraft are similar, at least because both are multi-role, meaning they are capable of performing fighter jet tasks. Storm bombers. The Gripen can carry the same armament as the F-16, with the only difference being that it can mount weapons under the wing from both American and European manufacturers, which is undoubtedly an advantage. There is another aircraft, the French Mirage. By the way, Ukraine has already received the first fighters from Paris.
To be honest, the French one doesn't quite measure up to the F-16. The American is too versatile. However, the Mirages are primarily additional carriers for French and British long-range missiles. It has 9 hardpoints, as I mentioned. But it's worth noting that it can't even be compared to Russian aircraft. It carries the most advanced weaponry, including those very Scalp and Storm Shadow missiles.
By the way, the Scalp and Storm Shadow are an excellent replacement for American attacks themselves. It's not very correct to compare them because some are ballistic, others are cruise. But they can hit targets at approximately the same distance, and the French and British are more open to attacking Russian territory with missiles. If we're talking about missiles, the Ukrainian Neptune, its land version, can also replace the ATACMS. There's no point in having a detailed discussion about the specifications because Ukrainian developers are constantly and tirelessly working on improving it, and the range stated just 6 months ago may now be completely different in any meaningful way. The most difficulties arise in replacing the Patriots. This system is the main strength of Ukrainian air defense. The SAM can simultaneously detect and identify more than 100 aerial targets and continuously track 8 of them. Another advantage is that the American can fire at multiple targets at once. But its main advantage is that the American can shoot down ballistic missiles. Other European air defense systems in Ukraine do not deal with ballistics, but the Ukrainian SAM can. We are talking, for example, about the Kelchin missile system, which became known in 2021. Even then, developers talked about the SAM's ability to hit targets at a distance of 280 kilometers. And it could detect them at a distance of up to 400 kilometers.
The proposed system is a highly efficient multi-channel. It has a missile that provides a long range of approximately in excess of 200 kilometers. This missile is extremely highly maneuverable and can engage various multiple targets, thereby ensuring versatility in conflict against both aerodynamic targets like aircraft, cruise missiles and so on, as well as ballistic missiles such as...
As for heavy equipment, generally speaking, is typically a bit simpler. The American Abrams tank is indeed undoubtedly a good weapon.
Today, the M1, Abrams is considered the best main battle tank in the world. It has been around for a long time, but over the years it has been repeatedly upgraded and has proven itself very effective in combat against Soviet and Russian-made tanks. There is every reason to believe that this machine significantly surpasses those currently deployed by the Russians and those currently deployed by the Ukrainians.
But it also has its drawbacks. For example, the American tank uses a turbine instead of a diesel engine. This in turn means that fuel has to be transported separately for it. And if the tank is hit, it cannot be repaired in Ukraine. Regarding logistics, this is a problem for all Western tanks. Talking about equivalence to the Abrams doesn't quite make sense. It's more important to simply have a large number of tanks. Speaking of European ones, Ukraine has Leopards and Challengers. In addition, there is also the domestic tank Aplod. Although it is, roughly speaking, an evolution of Soviet predecessors, its characteristics prove that you would have to look hard to find such tanks in the West. The Ukrainian BM received, in particular, a digital fire control system and an automatic loading system. Thanks to the latter, the crew consists of 3 instead of 4 people. In addition, the rate of fire is quite fast, 8 rounds per minute. One of the most important features of the Oplot is its armor. Penetrating it is practically impossible. There is even a replacement for the irreplaceable Starlinks. Yes, it's not weaponry, but on the front lines, it's hard to imagine life without them. So if Musk does decide to leave Ukrainian fighters without communication, there will still be a connection. Starlinks will be replaced by a French operator. According to media reports, they are already cooperating with European organizations and have equipment that can be quickly deployed in Ukraine. Of course, it's not desirable to talk about replacing American weaponry and other things. However, it's reassuring that there is indeed a replacement. Even more reassuring is that Ukrainian weaponry can partially replace American arms. Write in comments what you think about replacements and analogs of American weaponry. Also, like this video and be sure to subscribe to our new and engaging Arsenal channel so you don't miss anything interesting, content, and updates.